From 1915 to 1934, the Austrian chemical engineer Alexander Wienerberger lived and worked first in the Russian Empire and later in the USSR. In 1932 and 33 in Kharkiv, he witnessed the consequences of the Holodomor with his own eyes. Alexander photographed the streets of the city where dead people laid and hungry orphans cried. Realizing the danger of what he was doing, he sent the photos by diplomatic post to Vienna in Austria and left the Soviet Union with his family. During the Second World War, the Wienerbergers fled from the Nazi regime again, this time to Britain. The photographer Samara Pearce is Alexander's great-granddaughter, and in 2018 she came to Kharkiv and photographed the same streets as her great-grandfather. Her goal was to draw the world's attention to the Holodomor genocide. After the full-scale invasion, Samara came back to Ukraine to witness once again what the genocide of the Ukrainian people looks like. And they made a documentary about it.
And when I asked him about the camera, he said, oh, it belonged to your great-grandfather. Take the camera and go and speak to your grandmother, and she will tell you the story of your great-grandfather. So I went to my grandmother's house, and she started telling me this amazing story about how her father lived in the USSR and that he witnessed Holodomor. And this camera that I was given was the camera he used to photograph Holodomor. And this is all I knew. So I went to research and I spent 2 years trying to find information on Holodomor. I came to Ukraine multiple times in those 2 years because there was no English information. So I had to come here to find more information in Ukrainian. And then it was 2018. So I have a very good friend here he was ex-military before the war. And his grandmother survived Holodomor, so he let me meet her and interview her. Fantastic lady, still had so much happiness and laughter. And she told me her story of how she survived Holodomor. And then I started doing exhibitions with the Holodomor Museum. And it was with the Holodomor Museum and the fantastic team I've been working with. They came up with the idea of making a film where you can show the similarities between Holodomor and the current war, where they use food as a weapon. And I think this helps with people understanding that the propaganda about Ukraine is false, because Russia have had this narrative against Ukrainians for a very long time.
The film Family Album was created and dubbed in 6 languages. On the Holodomor Memorial Days and throughout the next year, special screenings of Family Album will be held in dozens of countries on different continents, in embassies, cinemas, cultural centers, and as part of the Days of Ukrainian Cinema events. At the beginning of 2025, the film will appear on digital platforms of Ukrainian international broadcasting, including UATV English, so you will be able to watch it soon in your country.